Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
This is DeathPiles and Taxes,
Yes, it is.
episode number 27. There's nobody that thought we could make this much
No, they didn't.
fluff.
Yes, we did.
The thing is this is just like 2 road trips for us. That's all it is.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. That's all I'm going to say the whole show. Let's see how long this can go for.
Knowing you, it could go for a while.
It is about like 2 road trips, maybe 3. I mean, 27 episodes?
So that's a lot of hours, because some of them bleed into a couple hours each.
Yeah, I know there's plenty of people that thought this went last a quarter of this time, so we're proving all the non-believers wrong.
Especially
Death Piles and Taxes.
Especially those bendy trips. Those always get interesting.
Now they get interesting, and then they're few and far between anymore, so we have to take advantage of the time we get together when we can.
That's right.
So what's up, man?
Well, speaking
Been a
of-
busy week.
Speaking of roadies, we got back from a little road trip. Did a little trip. I had a family event down in Arizona, and came back and we hit up Vegas.
And you're always having fun without me.
Hit up Vegas hard, man.
Hit it up hard. What's that mean? Does that mean like you can retire now? Because that's when I hit up Vegas hard. It sounds like you were up all night, you were partying, you were playing the gambling games, and you came out victorious.
Well, we're still waiting. We did throw in for the $137 million Mega Millions lotto ticket, so we bought 3 chances, and the one drew, but we didn't win, so we got 2 more chances.
You're almost that wasn't in Vegas, my friend. They don't have the lottery.
That was in Arizona.
The state of Arizona, right on the border there,
I don't even remember.
the state line.
We drove so many
What's
places.
that one casino called in the California?
Needles?
No, it's the California Vegas border, Nevada border. They have that big roller coaster.
Yeah, the
Whiskey Pete's.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
That's Prim, Nevada.
That was always a good time on the way to Disneyland. We'd
Not-
always stop there for breakfast or something, and we'd ride that roller coaster, and the roller coaster goes right through the hotel.
Not to be confused with Prim. It is Prim, but Panaca, Pioche,
Prim and
Perot.
proper.
Yeah, don't get your P's mixed up in Nevada.
People here listening are thinking, what kind of a podcast is this? Is this a gambling podcast? Is this 2 buddies talking about, no, they didn't believe in this podcast? Or what's going on? This is an eBay selling podcast.
It's a way to make money online podcast.
If you're new to the game here, we are e-commerce, and we'll dance all around, but you'll get some good information out of us. It's just kind of like you're in the back seat of the car on the roadie with us, and you're on the road trip, and we'll talk about some things, but we'll talk about other things like the Powerball and what's going on in our lives, that kind of thing. So welcome in the car, and I hope you enjoy the ride. How was that?
Boom.
So hitting up Vegas, I'm still stuck on this. What's one do when they have a car full of children and a wife when you hit up Vegas hard?
Well, we went to just about, I think about 5 different Goodwill stores, and we hit it on like the perfect day. It was some special 50% off sale on everything.
Did you tell the kids they're going to have to take the Greyhound home because you don't got no space for them anymore?
I felt bad because we'd get in there, we'd do a cart full of stuff, and like we get up there and she'd be like, $13.06. Pay her the money, let's get out of here.
Before they figure out what we just did. That's nice. The good thing about Vegas, we've been down there a few times just for Goodwill outlets and vacation and that kind of thing before we had one up here, is a lot of people move to Vegas with hopes and dreams. It's kind of like a poor man's L.A., for lack of a better term.
Yes.
And they come in, they're going to make it big, and then it's like, okay, they bust out, they didn't get their own show, they've been there a couple of years, and they just leave town, and they leave everything behind. So you can find some really good items down there.
It was a lot of fun stuff, and man, the lines there are long.
Did you go to the outlet or just the regular?
No,
Goodwills?
we went to the regular Goodwills over there on the Henderson side of town. It was good. It was really good. I don't know what specials were going on, but we came in with a lot of stuff.
It was the Goodwill 50% off day, so everyone was out. And
there was a lot of people out. And it was funny because we started early and we ended late. There was obviously more stuff in the morning and less in the evening, but we had a lot of good stuff.
A lot to go through. That's a big area. We went down there and we stayed by Lake Las Vegas, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And there was this Goodwill on the way there, and we were buying stuff at the Walmart so that we didn't have to eat out all the time.
Yeah.
And we were in there, and the funny thing was we found a few T-shirts from this area right here. So we were going through and found Payson High, Utah T-shirts.
There you go.
And I'm just like, I don't know how it happens. I don't know how this shuffle works, and it always makes me giggle.
We didn't even look at the T-shirts. We were looking on other stuff.
Oh, wow.
Didn't even spend 1 ounce of time really looking at T-shirts.
See, that's my go-to. Last what was it, Sunday, we were out, and we had a barbecue for my mother-in-law's birthday with her friend up in what? I say towns like people care, but that's me and you talking, so I'm going to tell you all the information. I could say a city north to 50 miles to the north. But it was up in West Valley, so we're waiting to go to that, and I said, let's hit Savers while we're here, right? And we're like, well, we got like 20 minutes. Can we do it in 20 minutes? I'm like, okay, put the clock on me. I'm
Quick.
like, fourth quarter, we need to deliver. So run in there. I don't even have a cart. Just go through the T-shirts. I'm grabbing like 5 or 6 different shirts, and people are looking at me like, who is this crazy madman? And
That shirt ain't gonna fit that guy.
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, that guy thinks he's a children's small, huh? That's interesting. And
Medium.
it's like, all right, I gotta go check out. Got there on time, and it got me, a handful of items. So that was my thrifting for the week.
I'd say the most unique thing is my wife was really looking in like the doll section, like the kids' dolls, and she found a couple in boxes that were from like other countries. And on the back of one said the Canary Islands from 1972.
Tell me you purchased that.
Oh, absolutely we did. And it was like $3.
Wow.
So
well, Canary Islands, that's a small Pacific area anyway.
I
so.
think a lot of them are like these handmade type dolls. She found another one that was from like India, like
Well, I
hand.
hope you didn't get no voodoo dolls. There's no ghosties coming home.
I didn't say New Orleans.
Okay. I just don't want you. I know you got that nice new house up there. You don't need to be
Hey now.
having any visitors come with you.
Don't throw a hex on me.
I'm teasing the Halloween episode.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I'm already getting nervous. I've been
3
making
months in advance.
I've been making some notes, just like the retail stores, getting ready for the hot time.
Yeah.
Come Halloween time. If you've ever heard me scared, which doesn't happen that often, yeah, I might have to sleep with the light on after we film that one.
Well, it will be here in just a few short months. So tell your friends and tell your neighbors they're going to want to tune into that one.
Yes. So that's kind of what we were up to. Went down there, had a couple things, and yeah, we're in a good spot now, buddy.
Well, I have an interesting story. I got interesting stories, but I'm going to go interesting story of the week.
When do you not have an interesting story?
That's the beauty of my life, I guess. But the free returns thing's always a debate on these things, on people that sell online. Should you take the free returns? Should you offer them? Should you not? So on and so forth. And everyone's like, oh, they're just going to get my stuff. They're going to try it on. If it doesn't fit, they're going to send it back. And that's always the fear, right?
All right.
Or they'll just wear it to the prom and they'll return it.
Yes.
I'm more of the idea of like, it's a lot more of a pain. Like for us to send out stuff, it's easy. We got the process down.
Yeah.
We know how to click things. We know how to print the labels, and we're always going to the stores, right? So we're always going to the stores. We're always going to the post office. So for us, it's no problem to return something because it's on the route. It's in our daily schedule.
And they're gonna have to like print off a label, get their own packaging, take it to the store.
Yeah. So most of the time, like I do free returns on basically everything for that reason of like. It bumps you up in rankings. More people see your stuff. You can be a top-rated seller. A bunch of other things that come with it. And if you don't want to, that's fine. But I've done this little experiment. It works good for me. And I don't have that many more returns than the average person. I don't think. I don't have a whole lot. When I do, like we're saying, a lot of the times the person just is lazy. Like, never mind. I don't know how to do this. Do it for me.
It doesn't matter.
And that's what I do. If they message you like, I don't know what I'm doing, like. You can talk to eBay, so I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to tell you the process.
Yeah, it's
like,
return
you can
tonight.
figure it out or not. And then you have, like, I think it's 3 or 4 days, and you can close it out and be done. Well, going back to the Derek, how did you sell this much candy, right?
Yes.
There was an older gentleman, I'm going to guess, that wrote me a not so nice response to selling him the candy in hopes that God can forgive my soul for the grievance that I did.
One of several things you're hoping to be forgiven
If that's all that's really there that God's got, like, well, I think you were a little stiff on this candy. You bought it for $1 and you sold it for $20 to this gentleman. He bought 2 of them.
Hell you go.
It was a good run, man. You did all right, but that's the part that tipped you over. I think we're all in some trouble if that's what it comes down to. So, anyway, the guy did end up sending back the 2 things of candy.
Okay, so
and he went through the process, send it back. I look at them, hasn't opened them. They're all in the same condition. I thought, good. I sell those for not enough money.
So hold on. So he sent them back to you because he thought you overcharged on them.
He said they weren't described like item not. I added to the lingo of the kids of the item not as described.
Gotcha.
But it was
so
clearly said how much weight, clearly said, pictures, all that kind of stuff.
So he sent it back to you.
Sure.
And then you turned around and sold it for even more.
Well, so then I turn around and I'm like, okay, I got 2 of these bad boys. I'm asking $50 a piece for them now. Like I was giving them away at the $20 and I couldn't keep them in stock. So I got me a little cha-ching the other day. I was running me a sell because it was Prime Day. Yes. I told everyone Prime Day's coming up, or Crash Day, whichever one you celebrated. So I knew there was going to be lots of eyes out there. So I ran me a little sell, just hoping that the people that were there, kind of seeing what kind of deals were running, might be able to stumble upon one of my items. Some person paid, it was a little under $50 for 1 box of candies that I bought for, what was it, $1, maybe $2. That was returned by this man. So, even better. So that's why I take returns. You can always sell it again. If you sold it once, you can sell it again. Most of the people aren't going to return it anyways. And if they do, just resell it. It's not, you sold it once, you can sell it again.
It's not the end of the world.
Maybe you'll double your money.
There you go.
So that was story number 1 for me.
Okay, story number 1. I got a question for you. One of the things that happened while we were down in the Vegas area, the Arizona area, there's this big thing going on about, I think it's a group of your friends, the Snowflake kids that are going to go raid Area 51.
Why is everything Snowflake with you, man? You get so caught up on these terms.
Well, I don't know. You just told me some term.
It's just snowflakes. These Snowflake kids. What about they're not Snowflake kids?
Okay. What if
this group of people? What about their 50-year-old men living in their mom's basement?
So
what about their distinguished business owners?
What should I call them?
Truthers. I don't know.
Truthers.
They're woke.
They're woke?
We're woke.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. Woke? The woke people?
Yeah. Aren't you woke? The moon landings and all that? Your eyes have not been woke?
Don't even get me started.
I thought you were just telling me all this internet stuff that you've made progress on.
I am making progress on.
You got kids. You should know all the terms.
I don't know. My kids aren't that old yet. All these people they're going to raid, they're going to all ambush Area 51.
Can't stop us all.
I saw that in the old Pahrump Times because I still read the newspaper.
That's a shocker.
Exactly. It's a digital version. I don't think they can mail it to me anymore. But it's like this big, and now it's getting national news, and there's like 400,000 people that are gonna go and raid Area 51.
Well, the funny thing is, I think it started as a joke, and that the people didn't understand it's a joke, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this time."
Yeah, I don't quite know how that's going to go for you.
Oh, I know how it's going to go.
How's it going to go for us?
It's going to go like you tried to. Like, here's the thing. So, say 1 million people say they're going to go. Maybe a couple hundred will show up. There's going to be a few that show up.
Okay.
And it's just like if you're going to go raid any other military installation, right? Like, it's not going to go well. They can't. So, we've talked a little bit. I've been to the Area 51 region, and as you drive by, they have big signs that say, you can look them up. I don't know the exact terminology. Termage. But it's something to the effect of, if you trespass, lethal force will be used. Basically, we will shoot you. You've been warned.
Don't get on our property.
So you think that's kind of funny. You slow down to read the sign, and you kind of go, then all of a sudden, up on the ridge appears a Jeep.
Yes.
With officers in the Jeep, right?
They shine a little spotlight in your eye.
This is during the day.
Exactly.
Oh, they're not messing around. Let's get out of here. So, they got people to do that. So you say you got a couple hundred people that show up. They're probably not in the best shape to begin with.
No.
It's 120 degrees in the desert.
It's hot out there.
Your idea is that you're going to run uphill and try to storm. Best case, you get over the ridge. Now, let's say that they just let you do this because they're kind of having some fun. If they want to, they can mow everyone down, no problem. But that's going to be a news reporter, someone to explain or to cover up or dig some holes out there in the sandwich.
They're going to put them next to Will Smith's
Which,
alien.
the Hoff is out there somewhere, so it's been done in the desert before. But let's say you get up to the gate. Okay, so they let you get up to the gate. Then what? You're going to climb the gate in 100-degree weather out in the middle of the desert?
It's not very well thought.
So let's say, okay, you get over the gate. And then you get to the building. Okay, now you need key access to get into the building, right?
And it's probably a mile away.
It's not close. So let's say you get there and the door's locked. Okay, then what? Let's say, okay, they let you in, and then they shut the door. You have just put yourself into prison in the middle of the Nevada desert, right? Like, congratulations, you live here now.
I think they've been watching one too many Tom Cruise Mission Impossible.
I mean, everyone knows that they moved the aliens over to Dugway anyways. They aren't there no more.
No, they've moved them.
They've moved them.
Yeah,
but I'm just thinking, best case is guys like me and you, and it's been brought up at work. I think everyone's discussed it because it's kind of funny, but it's kind of like, are they really going to do this? It's the guys like me and you that take the pickup truck full of Costco waters out to Rachel, and we sell those for $5 a piece. And then you go to the military surplus store and you buy a bunch of stuff and say, hey, you're going to need this. And here's just some camo. And you make the money off of selling that. This is a bulletproof vest. Now, it may or may not be, but it's not going to matter. Anyways, they're going to put so many rounds through the air that, you're going to catch one somewhere. But I'll still make $50 off of selling it to you, telling you, if it doesn't work, bring it back to me. I'll give you a full refund. The problem is that people are going to bring their small children and stuff, so you're going to have to say, here's a daycare, we'll watch your kids for free. And you're going to have to call up the state to say, hey, come get these kids, because they're parents.
They're going to be locked away.
Yeah, but there's going to be a few people that show up. I think that if it was somebody like me, I'd be selling $5 waters, because once you get out there and feel that heat, you're not rushing nowhere.
It gave me a chuckle the other day. Somebody sent over this meme, and it says, some of y'all need to worry about raiding a job fair instead of Area 51. But that's none of my business.
There you go. You can sell it on eBay. I don't know. I mean, just go out there and buy some merchandise and sell it. But
some swag.
People are just they're just silly, aren't they?
They are just silly. So that was my funny thing for the day, because
I
was in the area.
Walking in and out of Goodwill's. How hot was it?
The hottest we saw was 117.
So, I mean, if you've never been out by Area 51 or whatever, it's just desolate. I know you have, but the average listener here that's from maybe the East Coast or somewhere in a big city, it's desolate. It's got like a little trailer of a convenience store is the nicest way of putting that. And then there's like mounds of sand hills, like
forever.
You're not running through. It's not going to happen. You might have been playing some video games or something thinking this is going to go down. I'm telling you, like 3 minutes max.
And they're going to be surprised when they run out there and they find Alf in a TV studio.
Well, that'd be great if they just, whatever. But it's comical. People just, every day there's something new, and that one was right up my alley. I know it was up your alley too.
Yeah,
but
anytime
even if you have like a four-wheeler, or like maybe you're going to take your vehicle and try to ram the gates. I don't know, but I wouldn't mess with that.
Well, I always try to clear up the truth on here.
Because you're a truther.
I'm a walk.
You're woke.
Woke. I'm woke. Okay.
You might be a waka.
I don't know what you mean. But I did throw in a special picture. You like to paint this pretty picture that we live in, like Ogden or West Valley or something.
Live in?
Yeah. It's where we film from, but we're in a nice neighborhood. And all of the noise and racket that you hear on here from the sirens.
I about got ran over coming in here today. Did you hear that guy honking at me?
I did hear that guy honking. Posted a nice picture of the fine gentleman at the fire department right across the street from us.
Oh, during the daytime when it's nice out.
Well, yeah, it's a beautiful
We
day.
had to start recording during the daytime because I was afraid of getting mugged.
They were out testing the old ladder. I walk outside and what are they doing? It went up probably like 5 or 6 stories.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, so there you go. You can check out the
where can we find that?
DeathPiles and Taxes Facebook page.
So you can go over there and be a friend?
Yeah.
We'll like you?
Yeah, we need some more. We got your wife and my mom.
That's all you need in life, right?
That's true.
It's got me this far.
It has got you this far, so there you go. We're going to try and catch up on a little more things, post some more items that we're catching, selling, things that we find hot.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
What's up, Mr. eBay panelist?
So we've talked about hiring somebody a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Now, here's the debate and kind of more of a topic, but you're the man that would know this. What's the difference between if I want to hire somebody as a 1099 or versus a W-2 person? Say I want somebody to just do work for me, right?
Funny you say that. I am right now. I just am in the process of. I hired somebody. So for my other company, one of my other companies that I own, the Extreme Modus Wheelchair Company, we were in some need of some videography, some photographs, and again, I didn't quite know where to go, so I looked on Upwork, just a simple freelance website to find people to do jobs. And I went on there and found a young man who did an amazing job, took a video for us, we posted on the internet, and now we're having to go through the website to pay him, which totally makes sense. I mean, it's a third-party service, so you go through them and it's paid to them through that website. So the difference becomes, is that person a freelance photographer, are they a 1099 contractor, or are they a W-2 employee of my company, of Atom Up Accounting or Extreme Modus, or however you want to call it. So there's lots of different factors to say, are you one or the other? The first one would be is, does that person have their own independent business? Like, is that what they do for a living? Are they required to be like on your premise? Do you tell them, hey, Derek, you need to be here from 9 to 5 every day. You need to wear a uniform. You can't smoke on the job, because obviously that's what I tell you when you come in here, because I'm not having that e-vape you'd like to do.
It smells like cantaloupe or cotton candy, depending on which one you want.
Peppermint. So that's the one big factor is, are they required to be on your premise? So if you're hiring somebody for your eBay stuff to list, are you requiring them to be on your premise, on your facility to post these pictures? That's the one factor. Do they have their own business? That's the other factor. And are you basically telling them what they're supposed to do? So you're kind of a unique situation because they'd really have to be on your premise, on your facility. But if they're performing the same kind of things for other people, then you could hire them as a 1099 contractor. And the question becomes, is it better? Is it worse? Because everybody thinks, I don't want to pay the government any money, so I'm just going to give them a 1099. In some cases, that's not the best way to do it, because you have to look at workers' comp. Let's just say, heaven forbid, one of these people that come into your house is trying to list a bowling ball that you found. And that bowling ball falls and drops and hits their foot and it breaks their legs. Who's responsible?
The manufacturer of the bowling ball.
Of course.
Brunswick, of course.
Yeah, Brunswick. If it's on your facility and it's your employee, then you're responsible. But then if you say they're a 1099 contractor, they're going to say, well, why were they in your house? Why were they doing all these things? So it's really kind of a tricky thing. Most of the time I tell people, if it's your person that you're hiring, that you tell them what to do, when to be there, how to do it, and it's on your facility, they're probably an employee.
So say you just say, take these pictures, and you give them access to whatever. You can do it at your own time. They can do it at home. I see it done this week. If you do it at 3 in the morning, or 4 in the afternoon, or 12 midnight. It doesn't matter as long as you do it.
So if you're providing all the pictures for them and you basically email that to them and they're taking care of it off-site on their own time, then yes, you could consider them a 1099 contractor. But one thing you're going to want to do is, before you pay them, they need to send you a W-9. Not a W-4, not a W-2, not a W-3, a W-9. And the W-9 just allows you to get their information, name, social security number, address. So at the end of the year, your business can file that with the IRS saying, we paid this person more than $600, and they match that up when they go to do their income. So that would be one thing, is if you are taking the pictures, you send them to them, and they're basically posting it on their free time.
Items say you take the pictures at home, but I don't really care when, as long as it's done.
Same thing. Like the whole idea and intent is where the work is being performed. And especially now in this digital era, because a lot of times now you don't have to have somebody on your premise, but that becomes the real decision is, are they coming into your place of business? Are they going to be required to be there from certain hours to hours? So that's really the determining factor. Again, it's always one of those gray areas. Some people will tell you to do it that way. Other people will tell you to do it that way. It really just depends on the amount of money that you're paying them and how much liability you want to be responsible for.
So it just kind of depends on what you're having them do and how you want to go about it. I just know that's kind of been a topic. I know a lot of the gig economy, as the kids are calling it, with the Uber drivers and the Airbnbers and the freelancers and all this and that with the resellers, it's kind of coming into that as far as if you hire somebody, what exactly, what road you go down. So
Yep. So it's pretty easy to process. Like I said, just make sure you document everything.
all right, well, you got me curious. You were in stores for days. It sounds like you were finding all sorts of deals. What are some of the highlights? What are some of your picks of the week, or things that you found that were besides, you told us about the dolls and a few things, but what are some things that you thought, man, I've found it now?
Christmas in July. Vegas had so much Christmas stuff, it was unreal. Like, they just, I mean, I don't know, I guess it kind of depends on where you're at and what time of year it is, but they had a lot of Christmas stuff. So we went in and bought some Christmas sweaters, a couple different things that, I guess they're not the hot item. They're the off-season jackets, because it's not something that most people are going to buy. They're trying to clear out inventory. So those were a couple things that we found. I'm always, I really started looking at mugs because they're pretty easy. I mean, some of them were 69 cents.
Yeah, they're cheap and they're easy
and 50% off. I mean, we're getting mugs for 40 cents.
They're basically, you find the right ones. They're basically free. You just need to find the unique ones that people want to buy, or else you're just going to have them forever. But
yeah, and I guess that kind of comes to the question that I was going to ask you is, what kind of a dollar point are you looking for? At what point do you say, that's not worth my time, or that is worth my time?
Oh, that's a good question, because that all depends, right? I mean, if I can go buy a piece of candy for $1 and it sells in a week for $20 or $50, well worth my time.
Yeah.
If I buy that same piece of candy and it's going to sit for a year, and I mean, I need at least probably $20, maybe worst case $9 I've done, but it's all how much space do you have. If you have plenty of space, you stock it up, you can list it and forget it. With mugs and stuff, I have a few, but they kind of clanky and they take up space, so you need something that sticks out that somebody, and I have a few that haven't moved that I thought were for sure winners, right? So for me, basically the price of them might as well be free, but I need, on something like that, I need like $30 or $40 for it to be worth my time.
Yeah.
Because when you go to ship it, you have to do extra care, and you have to ship it special. It can get broke. It's fragile. You have to take into account all your time to do all that prep work and shipping work. And I found some mugs back when we started it. You ever watch Parks and Recreation, that TV show?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
You know who Ron Swanson is?
No idea.
Well, we found a yard sale, and for some reason, they had a box of these Ron Swanson coffee mugs.
Okay.
And they were like from the NBC. They were a legit store. I don't know where they got them. And they sold them to us for like a couple bucks a piece. And I turned around and I sold most of them within a month for about $40 a mug.
Wow.
And so with those, though, we had to wrap them in cardboard. I took some additional bubble wrap around them, and then I put them in a priority flat rate. And then, you have to put either the cost of that priority flat rate on top of it or put it into your price. So that's an extra $7 to $8 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So it's got to be worth all that time for you to do it. If you just get you the little trinket mug and somebody does buy it, you bought it for 40 cents and you sold it for, $7, $8. Maybe you have free shipping, maybe you don't. If you don't have free shipping, okay, you made, $4 or $5 off of it or whatever.
Yeah. Was
that really worth your time?
Yeah, it just kind of all depends. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now as we're learning it. We try and shoot for minimum $10 an item. That's after fees, after everything. Because then I look at it saying, okay, well, how much time did that really take? Like,
yeah, I mean, it
took 15
people have
minutes.
The Little Caesars, $5 all day long mentality, and then some people have the, I'm not going to get out of bed unless I can make $100 an item mentality. And more power to you. It's harder to find those higher price items, obviously, but for me, you can find a T-shirt for $2 to $3 that you can make, $10 to $15 off all day, every day.
Yeah.
And that's a lot easier to do, list and ship than some cups and things that you have to clean up. But if you're walking down the right aisle and you see a coffee cup that you say, it's either one of those Starbucks ones that you're like, people collect that, that's worth, $50, $60, or it has the right advertisement, that's a no-brainer. Somebody's going to pay for it. And when they do, it's going to be enough. I just have to wait for that person to come by and look for the item. So
the thing I realized, too, as we were walking in there is it's things that are different. I mean, I showed you a couple things. I'll get this older Anaheim Angel jacket that I found. I paid, $7 for it, which is a little bit more than I wanted to, but $7, and I think we can get $50 for it.
Well, that was the thing, and each store is different. That's the weird thing with the pricing, right? So I was up at the Savers, and I'm looking at some, and then some of these prices are almost like $15 for certain items. I'm just like, I can't sell it for that. And people are like, well, these stores are getting greedy and this and that. Well, it's going to even out. Like, you keep those prices high, you might be getting free donations, but people aren't going to be buying it. We all know the thrift stores that we go to and don't go to, or you're going to wait till the 50% off day. But there's got to be some wiggle room in there. You got to be able to make some money, and it's nice to have the home runs like we talk about. But there's the everyday bread and butter base hits that you just need to turn and burn every day, right?
Yeah. The other thing we found was like a unique LSU plate set. I mean, it was an older type hors d'oeuvre plate that's got a wine holder on it, and it's still in the box, and it's like an old logo, and we paid $1.50.
Yeah, that one's kind of unique, and somebody wants that at their tailgate this year. Like, hey, look at this. This is something that you don't have.
So again, I guess going back to it is like, how do you find stuff? Like, I look and find stuff that my wife wouldn't. You find stuff that you wouldn't. It's just kind of, I guess, again, broadening your base and learning really what's different and unique, because that's what sells.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go back to the whole mindset of, okay, I'm either selling this to some hipster in Brooklyn, New York, or if somebody, a lot of the stuff is you're just waiting for, and this is why I don't do love auctions like we just talked about just a few seconds ago. You're waiting for the right person at the right time to want that item, and it doesn't matter if that item's $1 or $50. He wants that item, or they want that item, and they'll pay
whatever dollar.
So it's not so much the price a lot of times. It's the patience to wait for the right person to come along that says, I've been looking for, this LSU plate for all my life. My grandpa had one.
Yep.
That's what I want. That's how I remember tailgating, right?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't matter if it's $5, awesome, great deal, $50, well, I'm still paying it. So a lot of it's just waiting for the right person to come along.
And like we talked about, do the things you want to do. Like, don't buy stuff that you're not interested in. Like,
if you're not into it, I mean, it's boring. It's almost torturous work to have to do the research on something you don't care about. Taking the pictures and listing, okay, you can do that with about anything, but if you're not interested, you're going to keep putting it over in the death pile, pushing it back to, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I really don't care, and then, you're probably either going to die with it, your kids are going to donate it or sell it, or you're just going to go give it back to a thrift store or yard sell it yourself because you don't care.
Yeah.
And you think, why did I even buy this stupid thing?
And that's the whole idea is, again, what are your goals? What are you buying stuff for? What are you selling it for?
What's your why? Is it so you can get woke and go down to Area 51 and storm? Or is it what?
Yes.
Is that why you're selling online? So you can get the underground tunnel system in?
Yes, me and Harriet Tubman.
Well, she ain't going to Area 51. She was getting out of the bad places. She's helping them aliens escape.
Those aliens.
That's who's in Area 51. That's who they're going to free.
What's his name? E.T.
You need to talk to your friend that knows the X-Files gal.
Yeah.
Maybe she has an inside source.
Maybe she does. Maybe
she's probably been to Area 51.
Of course, that's where they filmed it all.
That's where they filmed the moon landing. Supposedly. Allegedly. Which happened 50 years ago today, or yesterday.
Well, you know what?
Happy Moon Day. It was Monday. Happy Moon Day. Come on, that's a good one. Your kid would pay 10 cents for that joke. That was a 50-year wait joke for me to tell you, and you didn't even give me a giggle.
I'm just not sure on this whole woke thing on the moon landing.
Happy Moon Day. Whoever's listening, it's Friday would be the 50th that they actually stepped on the moon, supposedly.
Or filmed it in some studio. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Area 51 basement.
I saw your trolling. You're saying who filmed from the outside?
Who filmed it?
They said
fair question.
They said they've mounted it on the machine.
Technology like that existed, I guess. That transmitted it back to Earth.
So are you saying they didn't really go? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
All I know is that we can't go to Mars because of the Van Rylen belt. I can't talk.
Van Halen?
No. There's a radiation belt.
Orion?
There's a radiation belt that we can't get through to go to Mars, but somehow we got through to go to the moon, but yet we haven't been back to the moon in like 40 years.
Well, that's because we didn't know radiation was bad for you 50 years ago.
Well, we might not have known, but still what killed you, if it will kill you to go through it now with our technology, how did they go through it in 1969? Van Ryan belt, there we go. Also, fun fact, we brought back moon rocks and gave them out as gifts, right?
Sure.
So we gave some moon rocks to, I believe it was somewhere, I think it was Switzerland, Sweden, one of those places. And so they go to get it insured like a few years ago because that thing's worth some money, right?
I guess so.
They get told, we're not going to insure this because it's just petrified wood. Now, why did we give petrified wood to some country as a moon rock?
Because we have the real stuff in Area 51, and that's what
I
your
don't
woke
know.
friends are going to get.
I mean, it very well could have happened. I can go both ways on it,
Did you just say go both ways?
on the moon landing.
Okay.
But it's worth looking into. It's fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk
It's fun
about.
to sell on eBay about.
Well, yeah, if you got moon rocks, sell them on eBay.
Man, remember moon shoes?
I
Do you have
do.
any moon shoes?
Those moon boots, like
Yeah.
that you strap to your shoes and like you bounce
Well,
on.
there's moon boots that were like, they were like
Those
a
are like
snow
snow
boot.
boots.
But yeah, these were like the trampoline for your feet.
Yeah, yeah, those are pretty cool. I remember those.
Yeah, those you sell them on. They can't sell those anymore, I don't think, for safety reasons, but
Well,
maybe
that-
they can, I don't know.
That back to the original lawn darts with the big old spike on it. They can't sell those anymore.
You can't even sell those on eBay, I don't think.
I mean, you can't sell anything that says bullets on the eBay either, remember?
You've been trying?
No.
Not at all.
Remember our potato friend? Somebody's trying to sell a potato launcher gun, but we had to call it a potato mover.
All I know is for all this potato spud gun talk, we need some listeners in Wyoming. We got about all 50 states, but like Wyoming, for some reason, we don't have anyone. And I talked to a man in Alabama a little earlier in the week, and he said he was going to do his best to change some things down there. So
Yeah, we're getting close to the
we
all
got
50
about all
states.
50 states, and some of the states we have a pretty good listenership in. And those are the states I appreciate and love. But here's something: if you're going to eBay Open this week, because people right now might be driving down to eBay Open listening to us, they might be
Yeah.
down there killing some time listening to us, right?
Yeah.
Well, you go ahead and share the good gospel word of the Death Piles and Taxes with somebody and say, hey, if you listen to this podcast, these guys they're all right in my book. They're A-okay. Sure, they're a little crazy. Some of them aren't as woke as others, but why don't you give them a download and a like?
Well, I think anybody that's really listening to it and selling on eBay has to be a little out there anyways.
Yeah, if you're selling on eBay, you're probably kind of on the beat of your own drum, so to speak, right? You just don't want to go conform with everyone else.
The fringe.
You might be a little fringe-worthy.
Your family says, you do what for a living?
You sell old things to whom? Who buys that from you?
You buy stuff in a storage locker?
Wait a minute. You go to thrift stores and you buy things to sell to people. Well, doesn't it smell?
You sell candy?
Why would you do that? Yeah, you buy old candy and sell it to people on this internet. I don't know.
You sell shocks? You sell brakes online?
So if you're one of these people and you're talking to people down there at the eBay Open, now me and Adam will be there next year. This year it
It
sold
sold
out way
out
too
so
fast
freaking
for us.
fast.
We'll be there in person, but hey, go ahead and feel free to tell people, listen to Death Piles and Taxes, right?
Yeah, we'd appreciate
And
that.
while you're sitting in the airport or whatever on your way home, just say, hey, you sell, you know, eBayers. Look out for fellow eBayers, and we would appreciate that
Greatly. We got a couple more states to hit it down for all 50, but man, that's flying. We got to take a break.
Oh my goodness!
We got to have somebody pay the bills.
Somebody's got to pay the bills, keep the lights on in this place.
Which, speaking of, has Adam Up Accounting paid you for their last couple sponsorships?
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a dime. I'm gonna have to go find that guy.
You
Shake him down.
better run that guy down. Tell
Man.
him he's the sponsorship paid.
It's gonna be bowling shoe ugly by the time I get done.
Shoot.
You brought up the bowling ball earlier. You didn't give me the moon day. I had to do something.
Thanks for listening to Death Pile and Taxes. This is Adam the Taxman. If you're listening to this podcast, hopefully that means you're selling on eBay. There's lots of things that you should know, and that's what we're here to help you. At Adam Up Accounting, we give you all the insights of what you should be keeping track of, the things you can write off, and how you can help improve your tax business so that you can pay as little as possible but enjoy spending those profits on things that make you happy. Check us out on our website at Adam Up Accounting. Bottom right-hand corner, you can chat with us right there. Thanks. D-Roy, you know what time it is?
Man, I've been chasing that guy down. I can't catch him.
Which guy?
You said before the break, if I found that Adam Up Accounting guy and got the money for the sponsorships.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been running, because we're in the building,
Yeah.
and I'm looking for Adam Up Accounting, and everyone just keeps saying, he's next door. He's
There you
next
go.
door.
Just that circle.
And so I come back in here because you said we're ready to go again. So
Yeah.
I'm worn out, and I haven't found him yet.
Well, you better get yourself in shape if you're going to run down the Area 51 people.
I'm gonna run over to Costco and stock up on water and $5 a bottle. That's where the money's to be made there.
You're going to be the guy in the running of the bulls. You're going to be the last guy who could get gored.
No, man, I'm not going to be anywhere near the bulls. I'm going to be selling people the helmet for the bull. I mean, you sell the merchandise to the people. You don't participate. That's where it's to be made.
You're not a gold finder. You're a pick seller.
That's right. The money in the gold rush wasn't from, I mean, if you guys found some gold, but the supply seller, like you said a few weeks back, that's where the money's to be made.
That's what we want to be. So that's the mentality you should have if you want to make money on us online products.
Same on eBay, right? Like, I might not be, because everyone's like, oh, Prime Day, they're giving just stuff away. And eBay's in with these big corporations, and we can't compete with Walmart or, whoever that's selling all these things for so cheap on there. You're not in competition with them.
No.
They're looking for other things. That brings them to the site. You want to be somebody that's selling something they might be interested in with their new couch or with their new flat screen TV or whatever. You just want to be you want to be on there to be able to pick up some momentum.
Accessorize.
At least in my opinion, maybe you do want to compete with the big dogs.
Hey, there you
More
go.
power to you if you can. A lot of us just don't have that budget nor, desire, I guess. I don't know.
So did you buy anything on Prime Day?
Oh, no. I don't know. I'm not even a Prime member.
I'm not either.
I've been looking at a few. That's the fun thing. So when you purchase online, I like to do local stores. I like to support local merchants in the area and things, small businesses, that kind of thing. But then I also like to do the same on eBay, where I sell on eBay. I like to shop on eBay and buy stuff from people like me. So I do my due diligence. I find, this is what I want to buy. This is what I'm after. If it's a bigger purchase or whatever. Okay, how much is it going to cost me at the store here? How much is somebody selling it online? Is that, some big regional chain, or is that a guy like me that's, found that in a thrift store that will sell it to me for that price? So.
Speaking of due diligence, are we going to Bendy this year for football season?
I'd like to.
I'm down.
I mean, I'm there. If you guys got out there, if there's any degenerates out there that got some lock 'em stone cold picks of the week, go ahead and send them over to adamupaccounting.com or
Go to the Facebook page.
At the Facebook page. I picked up a few followers over on the Instagram and the Twitter machine at DRoy Everett. So if you got some locks, I'll be happy to scratch that itch for you.
No, there you go.
Especially now, a lot more states, this is the first year where sports betting's been legal in a lot more than just Nevada.
So while we were in Vegas, we went to the M&M factory and a couple of things, but we were by the MGM Grand.
The Coke World.
Yeah, we went to the Coke World. Man,
did you get some of the Coke too?
We got the Coke World.
Did you get the new Coke?
They did. I didn't see it.
You should have asked them.
I guess I should have. Man, where are you at? I forgot about that.
Yeah, you might have missed an opportunity.
I'm sure we did. Well, we did buy the International Coke.
You bought the platter?
The platter.
Oh, I love the platter.
Have you bought the International platter?
Anytime I go there with people, we buy the platter and we take sips.
We did that, and I about puked 4 times.
Oh, there's some nasty ones on there.
The one from Italy, that was the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Jimmy listens. First off, you attack his name, and now you attack his Italian country.
I will walk behind that every day of the week. The Italian Coke is garbage.
There's one called Beverly. I don't remember where it's from.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's trash.
There's only about 3 that were even palatable.
Oh, it's fun to drink, though. There's a few. There's some that they're almost like hot, like they got the heat to them.
Yeah, they got ginger in it.
Ginger and different things, but every year in the Coke World, you buy the platter, and if you're with people that haven't been there before, and then you just kind of take sips. And
we did that when we bought one of the Coke floats. That was the only thing that really made it
The
palatable.
Coke float, they always have the Coke in the bottle there.
Yeah.
But now we've given a 5-minute commercial to Coke World of Vegas, and you're trying to tell me about the MGM Grand.
Yeah. Oh, they have an app now. I guess you can bet everything on the app. But it says only if you're in Nevada, so that brings me up. I wonder how they monitor that.
Probably GPS tracking of some nature.
Don't you have some guy that does some ping thing with IPS addresses?
I don't know
you
anything
can-
about any of that. And I don't know anything about gambling on women's softball. Although you promised that we'd get some WNBA official in here that knew everything, and we could make some good money on that at some point. So
Yeah, we didn't need to reach out to that. I think we're to the point now. We got enough episodes. We need to start getting some guests on
at
here.
least some specialties. Like, we'll still do this weekly stuff.
Yeah.
But every now and again, I know a few people we've wanted to have on here. We could have a guest and do, like, maybe drop a bonus episode.
Yeah.
And still do this or bring them in. We've had Cole in here.
Yeah, Mr. Shelbert.
I mean, people listening probably want to hear more about e-commerce and stuff, but if there's a WNBA expert that can tell you bet all your money on the, LA Spark, why, let's hear them out.
The Utah Stars.
You're a little late to that party. I hate to tell you this, but
That's the story of my life. I'm always late to the party.
that's long gone. That star's burned out, my friend.
Yeah. So, are you saying right now is the time to buy American swag? Do you go to the store and get like the American items? Is that what are you still doing that, or is that only with like Halloween stuff, Christmas stuff?
Mainly, now it depends what you want to hoard up on, right? What you want to have for next year. If you want to be selling this merchandise, now's the time. The week after the 4th of July, you go into every store. They're going to have all their stuff on clearance, and you just kind of pick and choose what you want. With 50% off, 75% off. I mainly stick to the Halloween and Christmas because that stuff I enjoy listing a lot more. So after Halloween, there's always stores that are just trying to get rid of all their extra costumes and supplies, and it's a big holiday.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about Halloween is it's not just during Halloween time. People have parties all the year round where they have costume parties, right? There's plays, there's movies, there's people that go to these Comic-Cons and dress up as characters and cosplay. So if you're selling these types of items, there's a market year-round for that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons I like that.
Gotcha.
With Christmas, like you said, Christmas in July, if you find the right items, the right toys, the right kind of things, the right decorations, year-round, people will buy that kind of stuff from you too. It's kind of weird, but people will buy Christmas ornaments in the middle of, sometimes it's like February right after Christmas, sometimes it's September. That's why I say if you get that stuff, just list it and kind of wait. Depending on what it is, some people are into sports, and there's always sports Christmas items. Some people are into movies. There's always movie-themed Christmas items. So it's just kind of hit and miss. I've sold this year, for whatever reason, a lot of these Caddyshack gopher Christmas ornaments I got at Target for it was like 90% off, and I just cleared the shelf because I Caddyshack, right?
Yeah.
And I've got them for had to be less than $1. I've sold them for about $10.
So again, it's one of those things.
So they've been going year round. So different things. If it catches your attention, I always try to do Easter candy, but just certain Easter candy. I just sold last week some of those speckled eggs, the spicy eggs.
Never heard of them.
You've never had spicy jelly beans?
No.
Your childhood is something.
I've
You've never had a spicy gummy Easter egg?
No.
Well,
Cadbury eggs.
no, gummy. Did you like jelly beans?
Well, yeah, I like jelly beans, but
You've never had the spicy jelly bean?
no.
Most people hate them to death, but they've at least had them.
I did see one thing at the gas station in Mesquite.
What was that?
Those atomic fireballs that you went and bought that you gave up on. You promised you'd come help me move, and then next thing I know, I call you and you're up to Starbucks and gas stations buying things. Remember that?
I do.
They had a whole bunch of those in Mesquite.
Did you buy a few?
No, because it was. I'm like, we're driving. I don't want to buy anything
Yeah, those
else.
kind of past their peak. They've kind of
Yeah.
resupplied them.
But they did. I mean, they were still selling for, a 6-pack for $20.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, so that kind of stuff. So those Easter or the jelly beans I was just telling you about, I got them at a Walgreens or something, Rite Aid, that aren't around anymore for whatever reason. Those are always 50% off as well. So after Easter, I got those for it was probably at least 75% off. So probably $1 at the most. And just sold it for $9, middle of July. Somebody. So
I think one thing too that we've been kind of realizing, you get into this and every day happens so fast.
Yeah.
if you're not doing something, you're going to just forget about it. It's always, again, it's that why. It's why are you doing this? Why are you selling it? And that way you can keep track of it. Because if you're not keeping track of it, your death pile is going to get really big real fast.
Yeah, I can get real big real fast. So
because buying's, it's way funner than listing.
Oh, that's the easy part, right? You
Yeah.
swipe the card, you're happy, you're in the air conditioning, down there in Vegas going through all these weird items.
Oh,
saying,
we had a lot of fun.
I can't believe this. Look at this, you think somebody might look this up, comps,
Yeah. And I think that's, again, kind of the difference. Like, we had fun doing it. Like, yeah, we went and spent some money at Coca-Cola World, and we went and played some of the games at the Excalibur.
Some of the games, I got you.
Yeah. So the kid games, you throw the ball,
Don't know what you're talking about now. You've lost me. I had you for a minute.
Anyways, we did some of that stuff, but then as we went and sold, we went and sourced, it's like we're spending a couple hours here, and like our kids are enjoying it. They're looking at stuff, looking at games, and we're spending a little bit of money, but we can make that money back.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of it. And
Yeah.
that makes it a tax deductible trip, right?
Absolutely.
That makes it worth going to, and it's sometimes just a new, as the kids say, a new coat of paint.
Yeah.
And just a new atmosphere can
Well-
change. Like, oh, look at where they keep their clothes over on this side of the building here. And I mean, you go and lo and behold, you find that item that you're like, I can't believe I found this here. We can't ever find this up in my area. Or like you're saying, coats, right?
Yeah.
You'll sell those like crazy here in Vegas. Not
Yeah.
a big market for coats. So.
I mean, they had huge sections of Christmas stuff. Couldn't believe it all.
So there you go. I mean, it's just one of those things that, yeah, I'll buy stuff, but some of it space-wise, the 4th of July, I've never really went to the aftermarket sales on those, to be honest with you, I guess.
All right. Enough of the chit chat. Entertain me.
Well, you know what time of the week it is then.
I believe this is time for Derailed with D-Roy.
Now I'm going to take you in the far back machine.
The Wayback Machine.
If you remember, I said come rodeo season, I was going to do my rodeo impression. If you've never been to a rodeo before, sit back, relax. You are in for a treat.
Okay.
Now, last week was the annual Ute Stampede rodeo.
Which, just to let you know, this portion of the program is brought to you by Wrangler Jeans.
Well, I hope so, because I hear you were down there at the fairgrounds checking out them W's.
There you go.
So it's the local rodeo where I grew up. Is that a good way of saying it?
Yeah.
You've attended it for probably more than me.
I've
You
been
go every year.
several years.
So growing up, it was the cool thing to do. It still is a family tradition. People love it.
Yes.
I'll preface it with people love it. Now, in my world, if I've been to one rodeo, I've been to probably all of them. So I'll go occasionally. But to me, the competition's always different. And the sporting event, like people go, they're into that. That's your sport of choice, right? It's every night's a new, I get it. Every night,
Something different.
new scores, something different.
Yeah.
But you have the announcer and you have the clowns. And for the most part, now I've heard this year it might have been a little different, but for the most part, it's the same routine year after year.
Same jokes.
Same jokes, same everything. So it's like, well, I've already heard this not only once, but 3 nights in a row for 10 years, you get it down.
Juan Carlos.
So we actually went down to, they had the breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you're familiar with Cotton Rosser. You familiar with the man Cotton Rosser?
91-year-old man who was riding his horse around close to
91 years young.
Yes.
Well, we're in line, and in front of the show, Mike Painter was in front of us in line.
Yeah.
And I was trying to big time. I'm having like sunglasses on and pretending like I didn't know who he was. But he comes back and is chatting me up. And so we're talking. He's down in Alabama right now for something. I don't know what he does. And so there's this older gentleman that's in line, and my wife goes and grabs them their plates and gives them, helps them get forks and all that. And looking at things, and we go sit down. I said, "Do you know who you just helped out?" He goes, "No." I said, "Those older people, they just look so, they need some help. They're so cute. Nice old couple dressed up for, whatever." I said, that was Cotton Rosser. He is the Vince McMahon of the Flying U Rodeo.
Yes.
He is the promoter. So she helped old Cotton Rosser out and the wife, and
Didn't even know
didn't
it.
even know it. But so I'm going to do for you, if you've never been to a rodeo. Now I can't do the events on the air. I can't ride a bull for you. I can't bareback ride a horse for you. I can't do the ladies of the I almost said it, the evening. I can't say that. The barrel racing.
Yes.
The queens of the arena.
The hide racing.
Hide racing. I can't do for you any of that.
The wild milking cow.
But if you go to a rodeo, this is how it's going to go. Something like this. Now we're from a small town, or I'm from a small town that's called. Now you have to know this for the whole thing. The Ute Stampede takes place in a town called Nephi, Utah.
Okay.
Now, this could be any other town. I thought about putting in some other towns, but I thought it had to be true and authentic, right?
Okay.
So, when you go to a rodeo, there's like an in-ring announcer that kind of is the director that keeps you going from event to event, but then they also break it up for some entertainment.
Okay.
And his name is Zip Dove.
Okay.
So he says, hold on, let me get a glass of water here. I need to clear up the old pipes.
Good. Get them ready. Get them nice and lubed.
Now this is Saturday night, the main event. Because they have 3 nights, but the championship round is on Saturday.
Okay.
So it'll go, Nephi, Utah, Ute Stampede. Welcome to Juab County on a Saturday night. Who's here to be Saturday Night Live down here with us tonight?
Woo!
And the people get cheering. And then they have this big guy that comes down. And this is really cool. They have a parachuter that comes down with a big American flag. It's probably, I don't know, like 50 feet or something. It's
At
huge.
least.
And if you look to the sky and think of the men and women that fought to honor this country and give you the freedom to come on down here to the Ute Stampede here in Juab, Utah, one of our favorite stops along the way. And it's because this man, I don't remember the parachuter's guy's name.
Yeah.
This man parachuting in.
As they
Look
have
to the sky.
As they have Lee Greenwood.
They have Lee Greenwood in the background. God bless the USA. And the men and women who have died, the sweat and the blood, the sweat and the grand, make you proud to be. Who's proud to be an American tonight, Juab, Utah?
Woo!
And then the guy comes parachuting in with the flag, and it's emotional, and the soldiers are out there to carry it as they catch the ground. And then he says again, Nephi, Utah, Saturday Night Live, let's go over to the chutes. And so then they do some of the events, right?
Yep.
But then there's always this part, and I got several parts, right?
You got to go on the archive machine.
So there's several parts here, and so there's always the clown, and for lack of a better term, let's call the clown Peanut.
Okay.
So there's always the clown, and if you've watched Baskets, that's what I should have named it. Baskets is a rodeo clown TV show, and it's not too accurate, but it's funny.
I think I heard about that.
It's a funny show.
Yeah.
So I almost said Baskets when we go Peanuts, right? And so the announcer will be breaking up or going through events, and he'll be sitting there now. What are you doing down there, Peanut? And sometimes they have the clown talk, and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, what is going on? Well, I've been invited to a party. You've been invited to a party. What kind of party you? It's a Mexican themed party. Oh, well, I can see where this is going. What do you mean? You've been invited to a Mexican themed party, and you're down. What are you doing? Well, I've been looking around. I got all this accoutrement down here. Accoutrement? What's that even? I don't know, but they told me I need to bring the chips and the dips. They told you need to bring the chips and the dip. Yeah, but I figured I could get all this at work. What in the world? What are you talking about, Peanut? All this stuff down here. Peanut. That ain't guacamole. So that's joke number one, because bull crap, I guess we can say that, horse crap, is green, and it looks like guacamole too. So that's always one joke, right? And there's always so the guy gets bucked off the bull, right? So he's 8 seconds of fame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he isn't going to earn one dime, but he's got you here tonight. Juab, why don't you pay him off with a big round of applause, because that's all the money he's taking home tonight. Because he only lasted, 3-4 seconds. 6 seconds. He was almost there, but all he's taking home tonight is your applause.
Yes.
Give this cowboy a big helper, Juab County applause. Go back home to Baker, Nevada. So that always happens. But then they're trying to get the bull and wrangle it back in, right?
All the time.
And it's always the bull doesn't want to go in the pen. And they're trying to keep it moving because they got more events, more riders and stuff.
I'm waiting for Peanut to get it in its cage.
Peanut's out there, trying to push the bull, and there's some guy that's lassoed it. And what's going on down there, Peanut? Well, we've lassoed him, so we're going to get him. It's like my mother-in-law. And old Peanut, It is. You don't want to go home either. And so that goes on, and then same thing. Well, he still isn't going. Well, I don't know what we should do. Well, it's like trying to lead a pit bull with dental floss. That's always one that they throw out there. And then there's usually now the problem is they haven't updated it for there's still Bill Clinton jokes.
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, that was like 20. There's kids there that are married now that weren't really knowing what was going on during the Clinton administration. But I hear they've updated it a little bit to where they have these barrels, right?
Okay.
So if you have never been to a rodeo, a barrel is it's probably like 4 or 5 foot tall, and so the bulls can hit it and not hurt the guy inside. So the rodeo clown, Peanut, will hide in the barrel, and they try to get the bulls to hit it and roll it around, and it's all good fun. But they also use this for comic relief, right?
Okay.
So the clown, Zoot Dove will say, now Peanut, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. Why is that? I'm sorry, that was kind of a mix. Why is that? Well, what are you doing now? That bull's gonna come and hit you. Well, he can't hit me in here. Well, why can't he hit you in there? And it usually says like Coors or something. It's usually some beer thing. It looks like a big beer can, right?
It was Coors.
And he says, well, I'm gonna hide down in this barrel, and he won't be able to find me. Well, why won't he be able to find you? Well, because he's a Spanish bull. Well, what's that got to do with nothing? Well, I'm down here building a wall. Something like that will happen. Then there's the same one where the next night they might switch it up and, well, what you doing down? He ain't gonna find me down in here. Well, why won't he find you down here? And it'll just be like, well, because I'm shredding emails and he's a Hillary bull and he ain't gonna be coming looking for these emails or something like that. They always do something like that, right? And so
they're just as funny the second time.
It's the same jokes though. It's like it's been these same jokes forever. Or they'll so here's one, and it kind of mixes up with the Demolition Derby too, but
yes.
Same kind of idea. So we go to I think this is a Demolition Derby, but it's the same idea. So they have the Peanut guy, they have the announcer guy. Hey, raise your hand if you love your wife. Man, if you love your wife, raise your hand, make some noise. So some people do, some people don't, right? All right, women. All right. Now, ladies, I think you can do a little better than that. Now, ladies, if you love your man, you make some noise now. And some do, some don't, right? And then the Peanut character will go, well, wait a minute. And what? Wait a minute for what? Well, if nobody loves their husbands and nobody else loves their wives, where'd all these children come from?
It's dead on. That's exactly what it is.
Let me think. So you got that. That's my rodeo. That's my rodeo impression. There might be some different jokes in there. Usually they mock it. Now I'm not gonna name names, but so we have a religious organization, and one of their fundraisers is they do what's called hawking.
Hawking.
So they'll be the people in the stands that run the drinks and the hamburgers and the hot dogs and
concession stand,
the popcorn,
peanuts,
concession stands, but they're running through popcorn, peanuts. And the secret is they don't want to be there. They're just trying to raise money for their church, so that the kids can have youth programs. And things
so
like
they can go to scout camp.
So they can go to scout camp. So they don't want to be there, and they especially don't want to be walking up and down the aisles. That's a bad job to have.
Yeah.
Well, a few years ago, old Peanut sees this guy. He might have been a little husky.
Okay.
He might have called out this guy and said,
and this is that's the thing, is it's not, Peanut's on the big radio and everybody
can hear.
And you're talking 10,000, 15,000 people, depending on the night.
Depending on the night.
Yeah.
There used to be a time where Zoot Dove would have to do both parts because Peanut would go, because they didn't have him mic'd up, and he'd what do you mean? Your dog's in town. That's not a nice thing to say about your sister, Peanut, or something like that. They
go
have
back
a
and
little
forth.
wacky.
Yeah.
But now, they got Peanut mic'd up. So he looked at this gentleman who's doing this due diligence, right?
He's just doing his job.
Not even a job. He's not making any money.
Just
this is all
volunteer his time.
And they got a cooler around this guy's neck, and he's got like a rope around it. So it's not even like it's not a professional thing.
No.
and he's taking hamburgers, and he's having the kid run up and down $3 a burger or whatever, and getting the change because they have to have an adult there to make sure they're getting the correct change with the kids so they don't get ripped off. And Peanut sees this guy, and he goes, "Hey, fatty, hey, Tubby." And the guy just kind of ignores him. And he's stopping the rodeo.
Yeah, the whole rodeo's on hold.
Hey, Tubby. You, hey, Tubby. And so the guy kind of looks. And like, "Hey, you're supposed to be selling them burgers, not eating them all. Fatty." Something like that. And you're there. So this guy is all upset, right?
Yes.
Who I've talked to about this event.
We
so
have.
now he'll go volunteer, but he won't do any of this. He'll stay in the cookery. He'll cook burgers, but he will not go out and deliver.
He doesn't want to be accused of
He
eating
doesn't want
all
to have
the burgers.
everyone in town that he knows see him get mocked openly by a rodeo clown and called fat shamed. Fat shamed on the arena. "Hey, Tubby," and you can't flip him off. Well, you can't curse him out because you got all these kids and people you know around you, so you just got to be like sitting there and take it. "Mister, you've ate one too many of them burgers." Like, what are you gonna do, right? You can't be like, "Well, you sleep in a horse, trailer." And
Yes.
Your wife has multiple lovers who aren't anything to do with you because none of your kids look like you. You can't do anything like that.
No.
Because that would be rude. Which I don't know if it's true or not with the rodeo clowns. They're traveling with the carnies. I don't know. Brave men, though. There's some good ones, I'm sure.
There are some good ones.
Then there's always the same. There's every now and again there's the Peanut that like usually has a skill. So they do these halftime type shows.
Yeah.
And so it's like and it's this little motorcycle cruising through there.
It's like a little teeny bike.
And oh no, what's going on? "I can't get it to stop. I thought I'd go for a little ride."
And they're riding the throttle and they're not even on
going
it.
through one-handed and all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, Peanut, we're gonna have to call somebody. Get me in here. I can't stop. I'm going around in circles. I can't. Just let go. I can't. Why not? I'm scared. I don't know, something like that, right? I've hot glued my hand to it. I don't know. And they're like, "Well, Peanut, I don't know what to tell you." Then all of a sudden, Peanut turns into world-class motocross racer.
Jeremy McGrath.
And is like doing all these tricks and fireworks are going off and he's doing backflips. So if you've never been to a rodeo, it's worth seeing maybe once or twice. If you're really into it, go all the time. But just, I promised that story back a long time ago. And that's my impersonation. That's when I went to the rodeos, and we went to a few. But it seems to be about that every time you go.
Well, it's funny because we went this last week and same thing. They have like the fan of the night. They're gonna give away like a Yeti cooler, and they have everybody kind of get up and dance. Like all these people kind of get up and dance throughout the thing. And there's this guy, older gentleman, and Peanut calls him out saying, "Hey you,
hey you,
yeah you right there." The older gentleman dancing, doing things that an older gentleman shouldn't be doing. So then he has him stand up, and like they put the camera on him, and and then they says, "Who's that fine woman sitting next to you?" And they make her stand up and say, "Well, you're the fan of the night because you have to put up with this guy. Let's see some more of those inappropriate dance moves."
Everyone's just kind of looking like, "All right then."
So of course everybody in town knows who he is.
Yeah, so that's old Gary or whoever. Old man Gary, and that's his wife.
Yeah, it was good time had by all.
Which, for some people, public humiliation is, if you get a Yeti cooler out of it, sure.
It's worth it.
But when they're just calling you out of the stands,
"Hey, Tubby.
Hey, Fatso. Or, hey, kid, I want a Dr. Pepper.
I will say this year they got into... it was funny because they had two guys come down and they made them wear like the beer goggle glasses. Have you seen those now? Like you put on these glasses and it makes it seem like you're drunk, and they run you up and down like through cones, and then they make you come back and kick the football, and it's pretty entertaining. They
do have some entertaining things. They change it up every now and again.
It was pretty good, but Peanut was making fun of the one kid because he had red hair.
"Hey, you don't got no soul, Ginger."
That's exactly what they did. And
Peanut's dressed up like a Raggedy Ann doll, probably with red hair himself.
Well, he's got the American flag on, and it just makes you chuckle.
It does. I mean, about once every 5 to 10 years, sure. It's usually hot outside and whatever. But I need me a Dr. Pepper, and I need it for free. What's the kid supposed to throw you a drink? And
Yes. Oh, we had funnel cake this year. It was good.
No, I once had me a chocolate funnel cake. Or no, it was red velvet.
Red velvet funnel cake?
It was at the NASCAR down in the Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
The only time I went to a NASCAR event, and I enjoyed the red velvet funnel cake more than anything there. I had to walk about, so you pass and they have all the concession booths and everything, right, like a big carnival. And so I'm like, oh, that'd be good. But our seats are like 3 miles this other way. So I'm sure I'll see that again because I've seen 10 of the same things. So
and you don't.
Walk all the way to our seats, which was, it was really about a mile. That thing's huge.
Oh, yeah, there's 100,000
plus.
plus
I want that, so I'm going to walk back another mile and grab it and come back and eat it. It was great, though. It was well worth it.
So, Derailed with D-Roy, brought to you by Wrangler Jeans.
Come on out with me and Prumpy next Thursday down at the Rodeo. We'll be looking for W's in the parking lot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and coming up the Demolition Derby. Threw on some back to the Wayback Machine today. I went and got a snack. Back on the do. Yeah, I hate to back on the do.
Fell on the wagon.
Fell on the wagon. Did it good for about 6 weeks. Anyways, I go over to the yeah, exactly. I go across the street to get some dew. They had zingers.
Oh wow!
Got me some zingers.
Zingers and a dew. That sounds like a good afternoon.
But the problem is you know what? When we were kids, if we were lucky, we got them at the day old store.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
You know, they're still just as good. Like,
yeah.
I don't get expiration dates on that kind of stuff.
Not on like Hostess brand things
No.
that are made to last the apocalypse.
I mean, they're so preserved anyways. You could drop them in fire and they'd still hold their shape.
Well, the problem is you're going to find out that when people storm Area 51, they're going to get inside and find out it's just full of Twinkies. They're just doing tests on Twinkies.
This Twinkie was tested in 1947. The atomic bomb was dropped on it. Not a scratch.
Still good.
So no, I had some zingers today.
Well, there you go.
Those were good.
Day.
It was a good day. Some dew and zingers. So
and then checking out them W's down the parking lot.
Yeah.
Also, I know you're not a Stranger Things guy. We've talked about this almost ad nauseum now, but
no, I saw like 3 different people with Stranger Things, and this was the freaky part. You know how we talked about Ross Perot the week ago?
Yeah.
No joke. I'm walking down the strip, and I see a guy wearing a shirt. I saw several Stranger Things, but I saw a guy wearing a shirt that says he ought to make this a Blockbuster night and had a picture of Blockbuster Video on it. Dude, later on that night, in my news feed, there's somebody on eBay selling the exact same shirt. Now my phone's seeing what I see and throwing it into my feed.
Why didn't you go to that guy and say, how much? How much for that shirt?
I guess I should have.
You left some money on the table there, Ross Perot.
I'm sure I did. But all I'm saying is that phone of yours it's a lot smarter than you think
It's
it
a lot
is.
smarter than this. As smart as you let it become. I was bringing up Stranger Things because the carnival in this season there's a fair and stuff in town, and the old 80s rides of the carnival, and the whole with the rodeo. There's usually a traveling carnival with it, so which may or may not go back to the Trevor Hooper making the Carney cry story from a few weeks back. It may have happened during the Ute Stampede.
I'm sure it did.
But there's Gravitron and all your fun rides. So if you have some nostalgia and you go hit you up a fair or watch you some shows.
We were there, but I wasn't going on any of those rides.
I don't even know how I did it at the time. I don't know how more people don't die from those rides.
Well, I didn't even. I wasn't even going to attempt it. Was not even going to get on one of those rides. So
I forgot to. Also at the rodeo, my favorite thing, and it doesn't happen every year either, but sometimes they have a monkey that rides a dog. You've seen that?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember its name.
Peanut.
But there's like a dog that's been trained and a monkey rides it and it just runs across the arena like it's a little cowboy. They have it dressed up in a cowboy hat and an outfit and full Western apparel, and that's my favorite. If you're lucky enough that you go to the rodeo and you see that, you've lucked out. They have all sorts of different kind of entertainment shows. Some of them are like people that stand on horses and do acrobats and stuff.
Well, they're getting more. They're adapting. Not saying that rodeo is going out, but rodeo isn't as popular as it used to be. They bring in the motorcycle guys, the jumpers.
Yeah, we just talked about me going all around that arena.
Well, I know, but after the bull riding, it used to be the bull riding was the big to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which man, this week this guy got his claw. Man, he got knocked out. He fell off the bull, he flipped off, landed on his back. Then the bull stepped on him, and then the guy got up, and then the bull rocked him again. And it was funny because the guy gets up and he is obviously staggering all over the place. And one guy's trying to help him and he swipes his arm away. And my wife looked at him like, "Oh, what did he do that for?" I'm like, "Because he can't freaking see."
He's concussed and thinks that might be the bull.
He is concussed. But that used to be the big thing. But now they brought in the motorcycle guys.
Now that you've seen some rodeo action, who's ready to see some hot flyers?
Yeah. The funniest part is, about 3/4 of the way through it, they go over and say, "These are rodeo cowboys now." And then they take their helmets and then they strap like a cowboy hat on top of the helmet.
Good times had by all.
And then they bring Don Carlos, the remote control on sombrero. And the remote control sombrero goes off the ramp and trying to do flips. And just a good time had by all.
And there you go. So I know there's plenty of people out there that love the rodeo, that love the Ute Stampede, that probably don't like me now after that rendition of how it goes down. It was all in good loving and good faith.
Good fun.
It was all good fun, and that's all true. And there's people out there that, we got a good contingency in like New York, LA that
They've
probably never seen a rodeo in their life.
Yeah.
So that's as close as you'll get if you listen that far. I appreciate it. It was all good fun. If you see me at town, don't call me you aren't welcome here because this is...
Hey, Tubby!
Hey, Tubby. I was not the Tubby in the situation. I'll throw that out. I very well could fit the profile, but it wasn't me. And I'd say no to certain jobs, and one would be that one.
Well, there you go.
Because I probably would eat all the hamburgers. They're delicious.
They are the good rodeo burgers. You get them once a year. They're way overpriced, but everything is.
See, I didn't buy one of those this year. I didn't go down to the carnival. I was kind of a Scrooge. I went down to the breakfast.
Hey.
Like I said, talked to a friend of the program, Mike Painter.
I didn't go to the breakfast.
And that was that. So that's your hot rodeo talk for the Derailed with Derek. Is that what Derailed with D-Roy? Is that what we're calling it?
I think so.
So there you have it.
Well, go out and sell some stuff.
Sell some stuff so you can go to events.
Yeah, so you can pay free rodeo tickets.
Pay rodeo tickets, because those aren't cheap either.
No, man.
Some people go all 3 nights.
Everything's getting
You
expensive.
gotta buy the things there. You gotta buy your kids the popcorn. You gotta buy the burgers. You gotta get snow cone.
Yeah, it was good. The French fries.
Then you gotta go down to Vegas.
Yeah.
You gotta play the games.
Yeah, the games.
You gotta make your money back on a weird parlay trip and get kicked out of the casino.
I always throw in $21 into the Mega Bucks machine. Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even a scratch.
Not even a pretend.
Not even a $3 win back.
So, did you look at any of the football odds? I thought you might be looking for some, over/under wins, that kind of thing.
I looked at a couple, but nothing got me too excited.
Nothing flipped your skirt at all.
Didn't really have enough time. Hopefully, planning another trip here in about 2 weeks. So we'll see.
Well, there you go. That was a good time had by most.
It was a good time.
I think that's
It's a better time?
what?
Paying taxes.
Than going to Vegas
Well, yeah.
or going to the rodeo?
Well, yeah. Because it means you've got some money.
Well, you done filled and cracked your head.
I did fill
I'll
it.
eat more of them zingers and Mountain Dews.
If you're paying taxes, it means you're making money, man.
Well, I like to keep my money in a bunker that I keep out by Area 51.
I'm sure you do like to get fat refunds from the government because you like them giving you everything you have.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, that is true. If you're paying taxes, you're making money, and if you're paying taxes not making money, you're doing it wrong.
That means you're having fun doing what you do. So, what are those 2 things that are certain, buddy?
2 things in life that are for certain are DeathPiles and taxes.
Brought to you by the Nephi Rodeo.
Nephi, Utah, Saturday Night Live. Who's ready to have some hot rodeo action down here at Juab County Fairgrounds? Best men and women competing for not only the prize money, but your applause. Let's hear it for them one more time. This is all they got to go home with.